Yo, I'm a fucking lunatic. So I get really obsessed with just very irrelevant shit until I have to perfect it because I'm a lunatic. So little things I become experts in that nothing. I was talking to my friend about this. Like, I'll give you two quick examples. I had to get a new mattress, right? My bed was fucking killing me. Well, first of all, I had to optimize my sleep because I was sleeping on my stomach like a fucking idiot. So I was like, all right, I'm waking up, my back's killing me. And then I figured out my mattress is like sinking. So I was like, all right, fuck, I got to get a new mattress. So now instead of just being a normal person, either going to a Sleepy's or whatever, a mattress firm, and sitting down and saying, oh, this is a good mattress. Why don't I buy this mattress? No. Or going online and going to Casper.com or HelixSleep.com or even Bob's Discount Furniture, the Bobapedic, the famous Bobapedic. I didn't do that, obviously, because I'm a lunatic. So what did I do? I had to go on a 4-day YouTube research report on every single technology to do with beds, the best ones because of the X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 blah. And now I know about mattresses very well, more than the average guy. And unfortunately, I'm going to probably forget this information in a few months. But right now, if you ask me about mattresses, I know more than you. I just know more than you. It's not even close either. Like, I could tell you about pocketed coils, hybrid mattresses, fucking memory foam mattresses, all foam or hybrid. You got soft, which is for side sleepers, and that's also considered plush. Then you got medium, which is good for all sleeper types, and then you got the medium firm to firm, which is for lunatics like I was, where I was sleeping on my stomach or my back. So I said, fuck that, I don't want to sleep on my back anymore or my stomach, so I'm going straight side sleeping. So what did I do? I had to learn about pocketed coils. These are not just your regular inner spring. These are coils that are going to basically bend like independently. So if I'm leaning over here, the whole middle of the bed doesn't go down, just the coils that I'm leaning on. So then you got to go into that. You got to go into, okay, do I want all foam or do I want those springs? It's a complete mess, right? But anyway, I wound up with my bed, and if you're interested enough, I'll make another video on that bed. on the mattress that I just decided to buy, which is coming in the mail tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. But regardless, that's my first expertise of the month. My second expertise of the month, which is arguably way more ridiculous, is water. Because I decided I woke up one day and I said, wow, this tap water I'm drinking, or this filtered fucking carbon, whatever it's called, the Brita water I'm drinking is going to give me cancer. Like, because these are just the thoughts that go through my head. So I go online, blah, 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 and now I know all the acronyms. You got TDS, you got PPM. Yeah, okay, not private placement memorandum, folks. That's my private equity background. No, none of that. We're talking about, what is it? Particles per million, right? Particles per million. You got TDS, total dissolved solids. And basically, if you're drinking water, I implore you, go to your sink, fill up a cup. Well, you can't unless you buy a fucking water meter, which is another crazy move of mine. I went on Amazon. I bought like a it was cheap, but I bought like a $25 like water filter that you stick it in the water and it tells you like your TDS, your total dissolved solids in the water. Now, if you have water in general and there's going to be dissolved solids in it, right? I mean, there's going to be good minerals in it, like potassium, calcium, magnesium, and then there's going to be things like arsenic and fluoride and all these horrible things. There's literally no bullshit. I swear to God, people have been throwing away their prescription drugs the last 50 years. Women have been throwing away their birth control. They've been throwing away all this shit, and it literally has now gotten into our municipal water supply. And so now when you're drinking tap water, I don't care if you have the best tap water in the world in New York City, it doesn't make a difference. Or you're in Flint, Michigan, and you're fucking lighting your sink on fire. There's going to be some weird remnants of bad shit in your water. So the common thing for everyone is ignorance is bliss. You fucking go get a Brita filter for $10, and now you have that stupid fucking plastic thing in your fridge. And that's another whole thing. I'm done with plastic. Done with plastic, but that's a topic for another time. So, no, but you got to look into it because basically, I'll give you an example. My tap water was like a 75 TDS, right? Anything below 300 is drinkable. the closer you get to zero, the more distilled it is. I know I'm getting very, very in depth, and it's because, yeah, it's right. I'm a fucking expert. I did my due diligence the last couple of days. So basically, you go and you go stick that meter in the water, and mine was like a 75. And ideally, you want to get it to zero because then you can add the minerals back that are good, but you want to get all that bullshit out. And what I did was I had to make a decision between spring water and reverse osmosis filtering, which is basically you take the water in like a 4-system fucking, I don't even know, and it filters the water, and instead of going from like 75 to 50, which is what that Brit is going to do, it goes from 75 to like 6. So you're clean as a whistle, and then you boop, you add a little fucking calcium, you add a little magnesium, you add a little bit of I don't even know, you add some other bullshit in there, and next thing you know, you're drinking healthy water, and you're drinking it out of a glass because plastic is bad. But that's again a topic for another time. So anyway, the last week and a half, I have let's do a what do they call it on Reddit? It's like a TLDR. Long story short, in the last week and a half. And again, I want to make this clear. I'm a lunatic. I became an expert in bedding and mattress whatever, like the mattress world. I became an expert in water filtering, and just water. And I became an expert in, or I didn't become an expert in, but I also have tricked myself into thinking that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is going to change my life. That I'm going to walk into a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym as a white belt, and just get my ass kicked, and then all of a sudden like have this camaraderie, like I'm back, like I'm 15 years old on the wrestling team, or like baseball, whatever the fuck, and I'm going to work towards fucking getting my blue, purple, brown, black, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be a fucking like higher version of myself. This is what I do all day. I need to get a job. So, I mean, that's where we're at. And let's see if we got anything else to talk about. Let me think for a second. All right, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I think, is that down the road, I'm going to start making reviews of shit I like and that things I've become an expert in, because I can guarantee you I'll have a paraben-free, sulfate-free fucking body wash. Now, right now, I couldn't tell you why that's good. But 3 months ago, when I was an expert in skincare, that was the right choice. So now all these things that are just accrue in my life that I use, half of them I have no fucking... I take saffron extract, okay? I take a fucking saffron extract pill. I couldn't tell you not only what saffron is, but what it even does for me. But when I was an expert in saffron and an expert in vitamins, it was a no-brainer to take saffron. So now I can't not take saffron. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. So I'm going to start doing reviews of products that I like when I am the expert in them, so that you can gain some not only knowledge from it, but you can also use Johnny's recommendations and be Johnny approved, basically. Now, the last thing I'll talk about before I leave you off here on this beautiful night, a Thursday night, a little rainy, little nice little vibes, is let me tell you about the same inner brain work of becoming obsessed with, and the OCD of like wanting to be an expert or not even wanting to be an expert, wanting to optimize what you're using and being fixated on that, also kind of goes hand in hand, at least for me, with music. So always I've gotten into crazy like phases, whether that's genre specific or even more so like artist or band specific, and then it'll be everything I listen to, and I'll do a deep dive not only on the band but their entire discography, their fucking background, or if it's the artist, their whole life. Like I just love it, right? And then you get to, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's a passion of mine, I don't know, but it's fun. So anyway, this might not resonate with a lot of people, because a lot of people in this day and age don't listen to fucking like rock or alt rock or just like metal, anything, right? And I mean, I'm not the average Joe when people say like, oh, I like everything besides country. I like everything besides country. No. I literally, well, first of all, fuck country, just because it's like the same fucking 5 songs over and over and over again. I like a lot of different types of music. So unfortunately, nu metal is one of them. I know I get a lot of flack for it, but what are you going to do? And this isn't really nu metal. I don't consider it nu metal, but I've become obsessed with Deftones. And there's something about like in music. There's something about when you're listening to a song and maybe the first couple times you didn't get it. Maybe like you liked the band, maybe like their first, like their like shallow cuts, like what everyone knows. You liked one song, and you're like, yeah, but everyone, like my friends who are into it, or these people that are into it, or they have a cult following. There's got to be a reason. So you start listening more, and you're like, yeah, nah, I don't get it. I don't really like it. And then you maybe listen a couple times more, or maybe you don't even you forget about it for a little bit, and then one of those songs will come up on shuffle, or you just go back to it. You go, oh, yeah, fuck it, I'll give it another chance. And then that listen, boom, something clicks completely, and like maybe one chord, or if it's rap or something, one bar, or like just something clicks, and then boom, you get like literally high on drugs, sober. Like you get the fucking chills, you get like the fucking goosebumps, like whatever the case is. And anyway, so Deftones is such a talented band. They've been around. I mean, they started in 1988, but they've been around for fucking until literally now. Like they're still going. And they started off in like that new metal like kind of genre. I never even considered their first album to be that, but like whatever. And just like going album to album and like seeing like all these different types of like collabs they've done, and just like a lot of different shit, and how good they are live. And then you get to see a big thing that's different than when you listen to an artist now who's currently doing it. And don't get me wrong, that's great as well. But when you listen to someone who's not too old, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but who's like in that 90s era, like where it's still, or like early 2000s, is you get to go on YouTube and watch these live performances with like just good enough quality where it's like palpable, and it's listenable, and it's like it's doable, where you're not like, oh fuck, this is like blurry, I feel like I'm watching like a fucking VHS from 1960, like not like that. But you're watching, like, for example, they did a show to debut their album. They came out in 2001, I think the show was. It's called White Pony, and like they run through a bunch of songs, including some of their songs from their previous album, and it's just like, it's just so like I don't even know. Like Chino, the lead singer, is so talented, and he's like fucked up. He's literally, eyes are rolling back, and he's not missing a note. They got an effect on the mic. He's got like that just like that edge, and it's just really interesting to see that like nostalgia of like, fuck man, like something about this time that I didn't really get to participate in was better. It was just cooler. Maybe you romanticize it because you weren't there, and it just looks a little bit different because the camera quality is like that vintage 90s like camcorder handheld type shit. But like, I don't know. So music is crazy, and I deep dive very much so into all that stuff. And so yeah, so you got a lot of or I got a lot of shit I'm going to be hopefully dropping very soon on either YouTube or TikTok and blah 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 blah. But it is what it is, kids. So I'll catch everyone later. And JohnnyCast signing off.